Hills Public Library. I'm Miranda, the youth librarian, and we are bringing you, the library is bringing you another activity time this month. So this time around, we're going to be focusing on another December holiday. It is called Las Posadas. It is celebrated in countries like Mexico and Guatemala and Cuba, but it's also celebrated here in the United States. So Las Posadas has lots of bright colors and costumes and dressing up and piñatas. So I'm going to show you how to make a little fake piñata that looks something like this one does. And then we're going to test it out because that's the fun part, right? All right. So what you need for this project, you need lots of different tissue paper colors. I've got mine all set up here. You're going to need some string or some ribbon, something along those lines. Some candy, obviously, to stuff your piñata with. Scissors. Let's see. 2 different kinds of tape or glue. I actually found it really easy to use this double-sided tape to make this project super fast and easy. But if you do not have double-sided tape, you could definitely use glue instead. And then just some regular tape. And then, let's see, I've got some glitter in the background, but I've already got my confetti set up here. Again, this part really just depends on how much of a mess you want to make. Which is why we also have our hand vacuum to clean up after we do this. But I thought it would be really fun. Also, keep in mind that if you're doing this with younger ones, it's definitely a good idea to leave the glitter out because it can get onto little hands and into little eyes, and then things get bad. So I would focus on just making confetti out of your leftover tissue paper if you're doing this with little ones where the glitter might be an issue. Okay, so let's make this. Oh, did I say toilet paper roll? You definitely need a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll cut down. So let's get started on making our fake piñata. Move some of this out of the way. Okay, so first things first, you need to know what your measurements are around your paper tube. So we are going to just kind of wrap around to kind of get an idea. And you definitely want a little bit of overlap. You don't need too much, but that kind of tells me approximately how much I'm going to need. The great thing about this project is you can work in approximates. Nothing has to be like exactly 6 inches or exactly straight or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, actually I think I'll take my scissors and make a little mark right there. Remind me. And then we're just going to lay these pieces of paper on top of each other, except for the green one. The green one is for a different part. We're just going to lay them on top of each other. Get them as lined up as we can, but again, it's all about approximations and it really doesn't matter too much. And then I found when I made my first one that I needed another layer right at the top, and so I used yellow both times, and that worked really well. Okay, so I have them mostly kind of sort of lined up over here. Again, it doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna trim right down this way.
Check your layers.
What's wrong with my layers? Oh, my pink was messed up. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. And we're just going to trim on down. Okay. Then we're just going to fold over. And again. And one more time maybe. Nope, that's good. And again, you can tell that these pieces of paper, now I mean, if you're a little bit OCD about that sort of thing and you need your papers to be all perfectly even and lined up and everything, that's okay. Do it. Do what works for you. But you do not have to for this project. I mean, you can see this yellow, but it's going all over the place. It's a little wonky. But that's okay. Okay. And then for this last yellow one, you're actually going to fold it over one additional time because this is the one that's going to go at the top. And you don't need quite as much width here for the one at the top, so you can actually do it one more time. Like so. Okay. And then for these, I try to leave about an inch at the top that's not cut, but again, it's really kind of up to you. And then you just go down. I guess I can get that a little bit closer to the camera for y'all. And actually, make those a little bit more. Yeah. My scissors are short, so I can only go so far. And you can, of course, make this part thicker or thinner or whatever works for you. Okay. See, super easy. We're going to separate them all out. Okay. Then, here's our double-sided. So you take your double-sided tape and just kind of measure it out there a little bit. Lay it down. And then... Oh, whoops. You know what? I forgot something, y'all. Let's step back. I forgot the most important part. Your piñata needs a bottom. Okay. That's what the green is for. And you just need a square. And again, it doesn't have to be measured out perfectly. You just need to make sure that it goes over the size of your tube. And then to make it open a little bit easier when it's time, go ahead and put like a little crosshair hole in it right there. Okay, so we're gonna set it down on here, and then with our regular tape, we're going to very carefully, because once you've got that crosshair in there, it's really easy, as I learned the first time I was making this, it's really easy to tear the tissue paper, and then you have to start over. So I'm going to very gently get this part taped down. It doesn't have to be taped really well, because again, this is the bottom of your piñata, and we're gonna yank a string, and it's gonna pop open. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Get a piece. Well, maybe get a piece of our string. Where's the end of my string? I'll find it. There it is. So this part doesn't have to be very long. I have seen people, when they do this with ribbons, they like curl it up so that the ribbon like curls and it looks pretty cool. But I had string, so we're going to use string. All right. And then again with the regular tape, you're just going to tape your string right over that little crosshair, as much as possible anyway. Like so. Okay. So now we're going to start doing this part. So if you remember, I got the double sticks tape on there, and then we're just going to kind of lay it on there. And I try to give, let me see if I can show y'all, about an inch, a little bit over an inch down at the bottom. And then you just kind of wrap it around. Try to keep it even so that it meets up in the right place on the other side. That was the thing I had the hardest part with. And you are going to have a little bit of a gap here, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to lay the other ones on top of it. So you're not going to notice until you get to that last yellow layer, and then we'll have to put a little extra tape. Okay, so let's see. Let's do blue. Okay, and just kind of press it down. make sure it's stuck to your tissue paper pretty good. And then what I try to do is not start right where this one is. I kind of start a little bit off of it so that the gap isn't in the same place all the way around. Let's see, right about there. And you can do a little bit of fluffing up as you go, but it's usually easier to do once you've got all of your layers on there. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, definitely use the double-sided tape, not the regular tape for this part. And it actually looks like I may not need that top layer of yellow for this second piñata, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. Okay, and purple. Oh yeah, that's going to be fine. I may go ahead just for the heck of it and put that yellow one on there. But for this one, we didn't need that extra yellow. I must have made my tissue paper pieces larger this time. Okay. All right, so if you wanted to add another little layer at the top, let's go ahead and do that. Then you can. And again, for this one, there's not a way to leave enough gap for your double-sided tape. So I just say cut what works best. And then it's okay if the tape tapes some of it down. It's not a big deal. Okay. Where's our edge? There we go. Start right about there. Oh, a lot of overlap that time. That's okay. All right, so now you can fluff it up a little bit. Give it a little bit more body. Mine is too fluffy in some places. Okay, then you need something for it to hang on. So we're gonna do a little bit more of our string and our regular tape. And we're just gonna kind of stick it right down inside of here, like so. You can put a top on if you want to, but for our purposes, I really don't think it needs to, especially if you've got them, if you're using this for a party or something and you've got them hanging up high enough so that the kids can't see that there's no top. I really think it's okay. All right, let's get the other side done. And I can never get mine quite even, but I'm gonna try. All right, so there it is all taped in there. You can hang them on a string and have a whole bunch, or, you know, whatever. You can hang it wherever you want to. So now, let's put our candy in there and see if this actually works. Okay. I'm not sure if I have enough candy or if I have too much. We're just gonna kind of fill it until it reaches the top. Maybe that one. Okay. Oh, I forgot our confetti. That's the most important part, right? Ooh, wait. I probably should have put some of this in first, huh, y'all? Okay, let's see. All right, let's shake it up. So it kind of, some of it at least goes down into the bottom. All right, are y'all ready to see if this works? Here goes nothing. Okay, so the way it's supposed to work is you have it hanging up, and all we should have to do is do one quick little jerk, and then it should all come out the bottom. So fingers crossed. Let's see if that's going to happen. Here we go. Oh, I see. It didn't quite tear enough. Well, the glitter's coming out. Oh, I see. Okay, I know what the problem is. It's my candy. So what I would recommend... There we go. I think my candy was too big. So you might want smaller candies for this project. Because my candy, as y'all can see, my candy is getting stuck inside of the piñata.
Maybe a bigger hole?
Possibly a bigger hole. See, it was supposed to do that on its own. You know what? Let's try it again real fast. It won't have all the cool glitter and confetti, but let's try it with this one. I'm going to put the heavy ones down in the bottom. Yeah, it might have been, maybe I should have made a bigger hole, the bigger crosshair that I did. Okay, or maybe I just didn't put my tape in just the right place. All right, let's try again, see what happens. Here we go. Nope. And this time, yeah, I would definitely say a bigger hole. So I made a really small hole this time, and as you can see, the piñata did not even, like, it didn't even break. So that's what's supposed to happen. So what I would recommend is if you're planning this for a party setting, do a little bit of testing first. And I think I may have actually also taped down my bottom too well. You really don't need a whole bunch of tape on the bottom. And having all that extra tape made it so that it wasn't as likely to tear where it was supposed to tear. But yeah, I would say do some experimenting before you actually do this for your party so that it'll work properly when you do it. Play with it a little bit. But it is a really fun little thing for the kids to take home. And even once the piñata part is, of course, over and done, it still makes a cool, fun little decoration. So there you have it. That is our activity time for this week. I'm trying to remember. I think she airs this one in the middle of the week. So don't forget that we also have our What's New video and our regular Storytime videos, and those are available on our YouTube channel and also via our Facebook page, so take a look for those. And we also have our craft kits for this week. There's some Hanukkah stuff going on, there's some Las Posadas stuff going on. I think we have just some generic wintry stuff. And my favorite, the little gingerbread house ornament, which is so cute. It's a little paper 3D thing that you fold and glue together. Anyway, okay, so please check that out. It's a lot of fun to build. And let's see, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for tuning in. My camera person is like, the mess. That's what this is for. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope y'all have a good day.